Hey guys. All right, let's talk. Okay. Um, this morning when I woke up, on my phone, I had from my 21 Day Challenges app, I had it pop up on my main screen of mistakes are not failures. And I sat there and I looked at it and it kind of shocked me a little bit because I realized at that moment how much I do think that uh, a lot of people will relate mistakes to being that they failed in some way. There's something that they failed in doing to make a mistake. And it's beneficial to switch that negative for something positive. So instead of thinking about how the mistake was a failure, something we can do is to change that and make it where this mistake was a lesson. And no matter what age we are, whether we're, in our teenage years, because let's just be honest, those are harder years, to being an adult, we all make mistakes, but we learn from them. That's a part of maturing. We're able to learn from them. So looking at it from that perspective of changing this failure ideology that we all have to a lesson so we don't repeat it is something that's a lot more beneficial. And when we change the negative self talk that we have, it can broaden our ways of positive thinking. Just like with this video and talking to you guys, there's a lot of things of like, well, I know I say that, okay, and that's negative. What can I do to change that, right? So, in switching this failure ideology to a lesson learned or, lessons that can be learned and even shared, all of those things are positive things to really think about when you're sitting down at the end of the day and you're thinking about your day. A lot of people do this and you're like, okay, or you go through something really bad and you end up sitting down and you're thinking about the mistakes that you did make and how you could change them. But why sit there and think about that when you can't change the past? The past happens. The only thing you can change is your future. So all of these lessons that you're learning, you take with you into the future. And, your tomorrow is what you have control over. So at the end of the day or the end of whatever experience that, you knew you made a mistake, take what you've learned during that mistake that you've had and push it. Push the lessons that you're going to be able to learn to the future. And that's how we can take these failures that we have, turn it into a positive of lessons, and then have it help us to grow, to mature, and to be better. And that's the real key, right? That's the real key of what all of this is to be better in some way, whether it's mentally, physically, emotionally better. And this goes into a lot of the mental health because negative self talk is very, you know, is a very strong presence when we're dealing with mental health issues and when we're dealing with things like that. So, for us to be able to kind of start a pathway, per se, on the positive self talk is definitely beneficial. And it goes back into maybe even making a list, right? Because, I have my Choose Happy notebook, okay? Making a list of things to remember. And at the end of the day, if you go through it and you're reading your little, self talking, things out loud, or you're reading whatever to yourself, you can realize where those lessons are and even write down what had happened. What happened? What mistake was made? Okay. Now, what lesson did you learn in order to not make it again? And that's something that really, really has struck with me this morning is like, there's a lot of negative self talk. I know, especially for me, that there really is. Take all that and try to change it. And so that's the other thing, like, I really want to talk about is this 21-day challenge. Is like these 21-day challenges you wake up to something, thought provoking, something challenging, and it can help you in so many different ways. So, what I think starting to, what we're going to do is we're going to jump into some of the challenges. And you can either join me on here, you can add me on Facebook, my name, you can look it up. And I also do lives like while I'm waiting to upload the videos and stuff like that. But it's to really talk about things, whether it's the positive sides of looking at your mental health, or just in general. We're trying to do better. We're trying to choose happy. We're trying to change our mental composition to better sustain us and to better help us in life, because life is extremely, extremely beautiful, and it takes a lot to sometimes get past a lot of the negative feelings to realize how beautiful it is. But just keep in mind, and I want to end this video with definitely keeping in mind that everything we go through day to day, month to month, are lessons. Everything's a lesson. And we can either, dwell on the fact that things aren't working right and there's nothing we can do about it, or we can accept the challenge to change our negative self-talk and benefit so much from the knowledge and the lessons learned. All right, guys, so that's it for this video. I thank you so much for watching. Like I say, I appreciate all of my Facebook, friends and family, supporting this. Everyone that supports this, I really do appreciate it. And just remember that suicide's not the answer. Talking to people, talking to friends, writing, journaling, definitely changing the negative self-talk. And remember that there's tons of resources out there for everyone and anyone. All right, guys, I'm going to log off of here. I hope you have a great day.